Imagine you decide to become a streamer, and you decide the best content you can pull off as a human being is to go around the world pissing off everyone. That's basically the story of a streamer called Johnny Somali, who's rightfully now facing at least 10 years in a South Korean prison. And let me tell you something as a Korean myself. Johnny Somali does not deserve 10 years in jail. He deserves a life sentence. Before we get into what he's been doing in South Korea, let's kind of go over the basic history of this creator. He's been arrested multiple times in different countries, including Japan and Israel. Somali is an American citizen, and he's known for streams where he goes around taunting Japanese locals, repeating things like Hiroshima and Nagasaki constantly. In the past, Somali's actions have resulted in violence towards him, with the streamer getting confronted over his antics by angry pacifiers. There's videos all over on Twitter and on, I believe, YouTube Shorts of him just getting his ass beaten. And I don't know if he secretly likes it or not, but he continues to do it. He's been, arrested for trespassing on a construction site where he was reportedly screaming Fukushima, referencing the Fukushima nuclear disaster that took place after the tsunami in 2011. The Japanese government got involved, with Japan's cabinet secretary Matsuno publicly discussing this streamer, saying that such streamers were invading privacy and causing nuisance. He was also arrested in Osaka when the Osaka prefectural police arrested him and another American on forcible obstruction of business by not being courteous and letting the establishment know that they were streaming in or broadcasting in that they were streaming, essentially. And after that, he's also been caught in altercations in Israel. Now, after all that, Johnny Somali is arrested and forbidden to leave in South Korea by Korean authorities. So what did he do in South Korea? Well, apart from the usual instigation and antagonization of locals in South Korea, he's actually being investigated for drug use, which is a pretty significant crime to be charged with in South Korea. That's what he's going to be serving 10 years for, potentially here. But there are other things that he did which are truly messed up. Two of those things he did was, first, he did an AI deepfake of a South Korean woman kissing him, which initially I believe she tried to charge him, but she withdrew the charge, if I recall correctly. The second thing he did was he basically twerked and kissed and did very inappropriate body movements around the Statue of Peace. And for those of you who don't know what the Statue of Peace is, it's a monument to Korean victims of sexual slavery under Imperial Japan's control after the annexation of after the annexation of the Korean Peninsula. Both Chinese and Korean women, and of course other women of other nationalities under Imperial Japan, were pressed into service as comfort women for Japanese soldiers. And there are still people, there's still people and families who are still suffering from that memory even today. And to do these obscene acts at a monument for those victims is just absolutely disgusting and appalling. And honestly, he deserves like at least 20-30 years for that alone. It's not like he didn't know what statue it was, although he is now in a video claiming he did not know what that statue was, but he certainly did. Or if he didn't, then he's an idiot for doing it without researching anyway.
나는
조마오
죄송합니다.
죄송합니다.
His attempt at Korean is very bad. But at the same time, this is him trying to like kind of half-ass apologize for what he did. So we're going to actually show you, viewer discretion advice, what he did on the stream.
YouTuber Johnny Somali, who has caused an uproar in South Korea with his outrageous acts such as kissing the Statue of Peace, has publicly apologized. On Wednesday, he visited the Statue of Peace installed at Changdong History and Culture Park in Seoul and said he wanted to apologize to the Korean people.
I want to apologize to the Korean people. I was not aware of the significance of the statue. You know what I mean? It was just entertainment for my audience.
The YouTuber said he did not know much about the meaning behind the Statue of Peace, which symbolizes the victims of Japan's wartime sexual slavery known as the comfort women, and that he did not know how painful that part of the past is for Koreans.
My intention in coming to Korea was not to cause this kind of stuff. My intention was to come here, do my live streams, make content, and be funny.
He also added that he did not
I don't know in what country you would go to a monument for victims. This is like the equivalent of a Korean dude going from South Korea to like New York City to twerk or like take a shit on like the 9/11 memorial or something like that. Like it's just mind-boggling that he's trying to set it up as comedy, or like basically trying to pin it on a cultural difference in comedy, which is absolutely crazy to me. I mean, if you believe that this guy is genuinely sorry, I think you need to have your head checked. Like it's just straight up here. And the fact that he was claiming in court in Japan that he was making documentaries instead of just making degenerate content on streams, and the fact that he basically kind of like gloated getting off of, you know, prison time in Japan, should essentially convey to the Korean authorities that he's not sorry at all. He's just trying to get out of this mess. I think he should definitely learn about Korean culture by being in Korean jail, 100%.
To hurt anyone or get anybody in trouble, and that he learned such behavior is absolutely unacceptable in Korea. Somali then stood in front of the Statue of Peace, apologized in Korean, and bowed his head for his wrongdoing.
So to all the people of South Korea, I just want to apologize for what I've done, and I really did not mean to hurt your guys' pride this much, and I will no longer talk about your statue or touch it ever again.
This is the worst apology for this kind of thing. First of all, it's not about pride. What the? Okay. Also, secondly, it's not about the statue even. It's about what his actions mean to a symbol. What he did to the symbol, or what he did in front of the symbol of the statue. Right? It's not about the statue. It's not about him touching the statue. It's not about any of that. It's just the plain disrespect that clearly was not instilled into him by I don't know, whoever raised him.
I will know. I hope that I can.
In person, past month, the American live stream women's survivals in person, interview them, and learn about their past. During his travel in Korea over the past month, the American live streamer uploaded a video of himself kissing the Statue of Peace in Itaewon and performing a lewd dance in front of the monument. The disrespectful behavior drew considerable backlash from Korean netizens, as Somali got attacked multiple times on the streets by Korean YouTubers, including a former Navy Special Forces veteran. It's under such mounting criticism.
I don't think this guy
attack.
understands that most of the men in South Korea go through the military draft. So I'm not surprised. I think a lot of people were probably surprised when they heard like former basically SEAL-esque military members are hunting this guy down. Well, no, most men have served in the military or are still serving the military in South Korea. So the fact that he's tried to do this in the country like that is crazy. Someone actually posted on Reddit, what are his chances of survival in Thailand? And as someone who's lived in Thailand, I understand completely that there are laws in Thailand, but I also understand that there are many people in Thailand who wouldn't bat an eye at him, you know, quote unquote, disappearing. So I think honestly, the best case scenario for everybody involved, or everybody of, you know, on planet Earth, is that for his own safety too, he should probably serve life sentences in the Korean prison before he goes, you know, gets killed in a different country. And that's it. That he may be one of the worst streamers. I don't know anyone who actually cheers him on, or maybe they do ironically in his like chat, but it's very disturbing as to how far some people will go for content.